on, eh? Hey.
3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 35 of Off Topic. I know we had last week off, but yeah, I was down with COVID, and my man Andy is basing himself up north for the next little while, but we'll be in touch with information about that soon. So, I've become a bit of a traveling circus. I vowed to never do a solo episode again. So I've snuck myself into the corner of a retirement home and found two little weasels squatting.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, James and Eiths.
Hi.
Oh, man. You can't do that to me.
James was on it, like, shoot back to maybe like episode 24 or something with Ferg. And Ethan is my brother.
Is that it? Is that all I get?
You can
They're not
introduce
that close.
yourself if you like.
Yeah, we see each other maybe twice a week. It's one of those relationships.
So, yeah, what's your guys' week been like?
Wet.
Yeah?
Yeah, when do we start?
Head to toe. All day long, every day. But you get
Oh.
through it.
Eith, pull your mic up a little bit.
Making money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, so I think probably Friday last week. You guys have both had COVID, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. And I can safely say now, because I really was, I've voiced this on the podcast before, I was going to be really, really upset if I didn't get COVID. And because, like, everybody wants to be included at the end of the day. And the last thing you want to do is, when you're old and weathered, for your grandkids to be like, Pop, tell me about the big plague. And you're like, I don't know, I was too safe. And so now that I've had it, you know, ready to face the world, got the antibodies,
Not that cool, eh?
I didn't, like, if a full-blown COVID was like a punch directly to the face, I got sack-tapped. If
I'd
you know
say
what I
that's
mean.
worse.
That's a good point.
I don't know,
Where are your balls, bro?
right where they should be.
The first meme that I saw when I got COVID was, imagine getting COVID in June 2022. And I felt really lame because it said, you've obviously not been around any mates. It's pretty tough as well.
That was what it looked like when it first came out. Like, when the first edition dropped, I was like, oh yeah, sweet.
First edition. Volume 1.
Yeah, when it first came out, I was like, sweet, we're all going to get it, and that's that. I didn't think that, like, 2 years later, we'd still be harping on about it. But I was a bit ill, and I got it. I went to work, came home, had the next day off, and I was like, fuck. I've been, like, facing a bit of sickness off and on for a couple of weeks, so I wasn't surprised at all. And then, finally, I did a test, actually, a couple of days before, and it was negative. And then I went and saw the lady, and she was like, well, you should do another test. And bada bing, bada boom, fucking clear as day, big fat posy. So sorry to anybody I infected, because I had
Strolling around.
I had that thing for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just in the house with mum and dad, and they were sick as dogs. I was giving them soup to their door every day. Could hear mum screaming from downstairs, Ethan, can we have lunch, please? I was like, yeah, all right. And then I was actually going to Mardi Gras with Kinsley the weekend after, while planning to. And it got within that week, because I obviously had to catch it. If I was going to catch it in the same house, I had to catch it before that week. And on the day of, like, that week, the last day that I could get it, I tested positive.
Nice. Just
Let's
pick your
go.
day, like when mum,
Yeah.
when you're running the dishes back, running mum's the dishes
Yeah,
back,
well,
just lick the spoon.
That's what I said to
Today's
mum.
the
I was
day.
like, you keep making me breathe your airspace. This is your fault. And Kinsley kept saying, go kiss your mum on the lips. And I said, I'm not close like that. But
No way, only dad.
You've never kissed your mum, bro?
on the cheek, sure.
Damn. I'm the weird one.
Well, handsy.
It's your actual mother.
It's not been for years.
But lockdown was pretty sick. I mean, not lockdown. ISO was pretty sick in a sense of, like, Love Island's out, so we had that to watch every day, and absolutely went to town on The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting call.
What do you mean? That's not... I don't think what I've just said is, like,
But out of
brazen
all
at all.
the shows, Simpsons.
it's not a hard
It's the
watch.
most bingeable program on the planet.
My bad, guys.
Yeah. What do you mean? Why aren't you watching?
You're
I
forgetting.
wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid, all right?
You're forgetting James is a Star Wars nerd. He was probably watching animated series of Star Wars.
Damn.
Nice. Let's see the
It's
Clone
not an
Wars for the
insult.
20th
just saying.
time.
It's probably
I'm
what you're
proud to be a
watching.
nerd.
Nice.
I think ISO was probably the healthiest I'd ever been.
True.
Probably because of the fact that I had 24 hours in a day to actually like think about what I was doing, not just eat pies and energy drinks and then carry on with my day.
Yeah, I know. They say that it's not that hard to be healthy, or like, oh, rich people are just dedicated in that. No, they've got time.
I was talking about this with Finn
And
the
money
other
for a
day.
chef.
Yeah, I said imagine actually just being like, obviously there's people that work for it, but like being wealthy enough where you just literally have all the time in the day to just work out,
Yeah.
eat good.
Or if that's your job.
Yeah, become a PT. It's a
Got to
cheat
get on
code.
that passive income grind.
I've just gotten back into the gym this week because we got our trip confirmed. The family's heading to the Cook Islands.
Yo.
So actually, I'll backtrack a bit. I've talked about it on the podcast before. End of August, go to Queenstown for like a friend's trip. And then I go back to work for a week and then head to Rarotonga early September. So that's like doing hot and colds with the climate. But I
Gonna
said
get
to
sick again, bro.
I said to the lady, I was like, look, I cannot go to Rarotonga chubby and pasty, and Lord knows I'm not getting bronzed in Queenstown. So I was like, I'm going to start hitting the gym a bit. And started on Monday, started terribly. First thing back, I was like, all right, we'll do some shoulder press. Lifted it up. You know how the seat kind of goes halfway up your back?
Mm-hmm.
Anchored back too much and just hinged off the back. And then I got up, like I did like the swing up to put them back. And then as soon as I dropped them, I was like, God. And just had to friggin' fake it for the rest of the thing. And then after that, I was like, oh, because the gym's like 2 minutes from my work, so I just have a shower there and go to work.
Which gym do you go to now?
Anytime Kumeu.
True.
Which I
Is it
think,
nice?
yeah, it's pretty nice.
Because I went in there to look for memberships, but I was not keen on $20 a week locked in for a year.
So rumor has it,
Not
yeah,
built for
apparently
that.
if you want a casual contract there, it's $27
Yes.
a week.
And I thought it was
But only
quite
that
small,
one.
that Kumeu one. But
That's not normal anytime prices. So
oh, is it 'cause
what
it's
I've been
brand new?
told is that if they really want, they can be like, hey, you can't come here because you didn't sign up to this one and we're more expensive because they offer a lot of classes at that one.
Ah,
But I signed
yeah.
up to any time before that one was even built. So I'm still on the OG, like $16 a week or
Oh,
something.
yeah, that's all good.
Ethan and I have also been getting on our gym grind.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that he's my new roommate.
Oh, yeah. First taste of flatting. What are we thinking,
Well,
fellas?
it's not my first taste.
Okay, sorry.
But, well, yeah.
I've struck a nerve.
No, it's refreshing. I haven't lived with a friend for...
I think you like having a bit of company in the
I
house,
do,
don't
I
you?
do. It's a big house to be on your own in.
Especially
And
when
it
you
makes
stand in
creepy
my door.
noises too, man.
Especially when you stand in my doorway all the time, just lingering a little bit.
Just undies in the doorway.
Yeah, literally. Comes up in his towel and he's just like, "What you watching?"
Oh, yeah. That's big time Ryan vibes.
Listen,
Ryan will do it too.
What are you
I
boys
like
doing? in here?
friends. I like
company's
having people
good.
around. Exactly.
No, for sure. It's nice.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, no, I like it. It's much more convenient living here than it is in Kumeu, especially given that all our friends are over these ways.
Yeah, have you gone to
don't
town
have to
and
drive the
Yeah,
trailer
no-
anymore.
Yeah, no trailers here. Don't have to drive the trailer. But yeah, the Uber trip home is like a huge bonus. It's not $120 anymore.
have you gone to town on Uber Eats yet?
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Well, I'm speaking for you, but I know he has.
No, we've got it twice, 3 times.
You've been here a week.
Been here. This is coming up 4 weeks now.
Fuck off.
Next week, like Monday, will be the 4th week. Oh, sorry, next Thursday, because I came on a Thursday.
How long are you here for?
That is yet to be determined.
Until I get internet in my new room.
Oh man, I heard that Gibby, our younger brother, had a bit of a cock up. So Ethan is building a room.
In a shed.
We're all kind of communing in mum's paddocks. And
Cows.
yeah, and mum and dad built a cow shed, and immediately Ethan said, "No, that's mine." And no, and so he's done. Actually, you can tell the story if you like.
So they built this cow shed. It's like portioned off into 3 sections. And I said, look, I'll cut your deal. I'll take 1 section. When I move out, Kyle moves in. Problem solved. We're still on, out the house, but on the property, nice and close. Still help out. So I've been building that, doing all that. Furnished it all up, and got the carpet down finally. And I don't have a proper door yet. I've got one sliding door, and the other door is like literally one that Dad and I built.
Like a barn style.
But it hasn't been like what's the tool
Weatherproofed?
called? Nah, yeah, like weatherproofed and like routed down so that it like fits perfectly. And pretty much I stacked a bunch of crap in front of it to stop things getting in and the wind blowing it open.
Things
And
meaning cows.
and yeah, and cows. But Kyle was not meant to let the cows into that top paddock, and so he did. And he was meant to put an electric fence around the shed, and the cows barged their way into my bedroom with brand new carpet. And so I came home and I saw the door was open and I saw the cows in the paddock. And I was honestly, I've never been so livid in my life.
There was a Kyle said I got home and he was washing his car, and Dad was like Dad, he kind of instigated the whole thing. He's like, go ask Kyle if Ethan's mad at him. And I was like, okay. I walked up to Gibbs, Kyle, we call him that, and I was like, oh, I heard you pissed Ethan off. He's like, oh, yeah, he was actually very mad at me. I was like, was it rightly so? He's like, yes, it's rightly so. But
Well,
That was a good impression.
but yeah, pretty much walked in the room, cow just staring straight back at me. I nearly lashed out. I picked up a ladder to throw it, realised it's not the animal's fault. But yeah, I was seeing red, went and saw Mum and said, Kyle's cow is in my bedroom. She was like, what? She thought I was going to faint because she said I was speaking gibberish, but I was that angry.
Of all the things to pick up, you choose the most WWE.
yeah.
Well, that's what was propped against the door. But yeah, so there was hoof prints. Luckily, they didn't pee or poo in there. Otherwise,
If
it would
you
have
had
been
a fat pat in the middle,
if there was
fresh
if there was a
carpet,
cow pat in the middle, the
Steamy.
carpet probably would have been had to like been
Yeah.
professionally cleaned.
rub his face in it.
I text Kyle and I was just like, mate, you better go down to New World and hire a rug doctor ASAP because I'm not happy. And he was like, yes, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I jumped on the back of it, and he was washing his car, and I was flicking bark at it while he was watching it, and I was like, you really need to start using your head, man. You're not a kid anymore. And he's like, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Even Mum said in the end, she's like, give him a break.
But yeah, I think he got an earful from Mum and from Dad.
Nice.
They did the yelling on my part.
An earful from Dad hits different. An earful from Mum. Earful from Mum. Like, it got to a point because of getting so many sweet lashings when I was in my teens that it was a case of like in one ear out the other. But once Dad grits down on his mouth guard and sprays you a little bit,
Yeah.
that's like it closes a chapter in your life story, and you slowly move into manhood from there. Like, it's a pivot point.
I'll be honest, I'd be terrified if either of your parents screamed at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can get Craig, but Shannon.
Who would be the loud one out of your parents? I can't tell because I wouldn't met
Dad.
them. Really?
Oh,
Keith.
okay.
Keith's loud.
He can get loud. He's got a temper now and again. Wonder where I get it.
Yeah, grumpy ass.
I haven't got a temper. I'm just grumpy all the time.
Yeah. Have you got a short wick?
I used to when I was a kid.
Like temper tantrums, or were
Well,
you like a bully? Did
throwing
you bully
Xbox
people?
controllers all over the room.
Oh my god, sweaty
Oh,
nerd.
no.
I'm not proud of it.
Over what? Like someone stealing the sniper in Halo?
No, more like losing at FIFA.
Classic
Oh yeah.
English chat.
Yeah.
I
I
am
was
from
just
England.
on FIFA.
Mm.
Anyway, my point was I'm allowed to be grumpy because everyone in England is grumpy.
Yeah, true.
That's what we do.
The sun doesn't come out there, right?
Yeah. You've learnt mindfulness this year.
Sure.
Maybe end of last year.
No,
More last year.
I progressed for sure.
Yeah.
It seems to be work is when I'm at my most grumpy, especially in winter.
You don't
fucking
say
right
people
now.
that.
No, but I definitely feel like done a lot of growing up since I've
How old are you now?
24.
What's wrong with that?
It's too old.
Yeah, it's way too old.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm 27 next month, right?
Damn.
And when I turned 26, I had a big fat crisis, well illustrated through my behaviour at the time, of like,
was this the Stuart Road for the fiasco?
it was around that time.
Yep.
And I realised like it was like an amalgamation of a million things, but that was one of them. Of like, man, I'm really 26, and that sounded old in my head, but it was a case of like I have fucking nothing going on at the moment. But then going into 27, I feel like I've had a pretty like half decent 11 months.
Well, you're wifed off. You've got a gaff. What
Yeah.
more could you want?
Nothing.
You've got a deck.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Say that again.
A deck.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay, sweet.
Nor did
I thought you were pointing out obvious things, but no, you were right.
Right. Okay.
Once I'm in the house and plan happy families and all that shit, I guess it'll sink home a bit. But at the moment, like,
Are you going to get a dog?
yeah, I think so.
Nice.
I think I will. Hopefully not one that has like a taste for cows, but just after watching mum have her puppy, it's a bit of work. But my job's so different now to what it used to be that I do have a bit more leniency to kind of operate what I need to get done in a day into my personal life, so I can kind of mix and manage it as long as what I need to do gets done.
Can't have a dog as a tradie.
Yeah.
Gone
like-
from 7 o'clock till 6 in the evening.
Unless
Just
you
get
have
home.
like one of those little like Jack Russells that sits in a van, but Osh will just be up your freaking tree.
With the
Yeah.
paddock you've got there, I feel like you should go for a more exotic pet.
Like an iguana or something.
Yeah, get
Nah,
a water
like
dragon. They're good outdoors.
An alpaca
Alright.
or an ostrich.
Alright, top 3 cool pets you could have.
Giraffe.
Why? Okay.
Overrated.
Top 3 realistic pets you could have that are cool.
I've already got one. Bearded dragon.
It is cool.
Yeah, you do. That is cool.
Yep.
You can get
It doesn't
tigers.
do much.
Fact.
But it's cool.
Fact, live for 300 years.
You can get tigers, but I don't know how ethical that is.
Nah, after seeing Tiger King, not.
Oh yeah. everyone
But
everyone
I
forgot
am
about that for a
prepared
little
though.
while.
Like, I've been in the burbs for a while now. I am prepared to like take on my Joe Exotic persona when I move back out to the country and just rock like the Kaha overalls and
Leopard print speedos underneath.
Gonna be the naked neighbor.
yeah. I'm up for learning the banjo. I want to like make moonshine, all that stuff. Living in a trailer.
You are literally in a trailer. It's attached
It's
to
a
a
pretty
hitch.
cool
You
trailer,
can
though.
tow it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think after that, a capuchin monkey.
I still think ostrich would be cool.
But why? Why do you think
Nah,
that's
they're
cool?
pretty mean all the
Be
time.
like a guard bird.
You
don't
could
even
ride
need
it.
a
You can
dog.
saddle them up.
Yeah, bro. Oh, I heard a funny story actually. My great aunt back in England, in a very rural town, had a loose ostrich running around this little village.
How was that? Is that an introduced species, or are they native to the
Oh, they're
Midlands?
definitely not native.
Wow, bus driver Neil pulled over once to pat the ostriches on the side of the road. Made us wait 20 minutes.
Are they native here?
No, not at
No, I
all.
was
No,
gonna say.
what?
They're from Africa.
Yeah, I thought so. That's
Yeah.
what confused me.
New Zealand doesn't have any native mammals.
You got heaps of birds though. And what's
Oh
an
yeah,
ostrich?
true. Yeah, true. Fuck, sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
What's the mower?
yeah.
Is
Oh, that thing was a beast, bro. That thing
Were
was
they hit?
like Wilt Chamberlain of birds.
Finlay and I talked about this the other day. There were two things we said. One, what if Kiwis were as prevalent as seagulls? Just kind of like big bums running around all the time.
Annoying.
And imagine running through like Waitakere bush on a nice bushwalk and just running into a 13-foot bird.
Just getting mopped by a mole with
Yeah,
freaking like
just-
Brad Thorne
Imagine,
legs.
yeah, the size of the beak that would be pecking you. It would be ridiculous.
Like people consider the cassowary like the most dangerous bird on earth. Like
Yeah.
times it by 6 and
Yeah.
give it hops.
Be an
And a
athlete.
basketball.
Yeah, it would be an athlete.
But like they've got cankles, but like in an insanely good way of like moas were huge.
Yeah, you
I-
go to the
I can
museum, you
imagine.
can stand next to the model.
Big
Mm.
boys.
But man, like, don't blame the moldy for eating them though. Like the size of the drumstick on that thing.
Yeah, hard. No, well, moles were around a lot.
Kinsley's laughing and
We
She
have an
knows.
audience.
I'm not wrong, am I? Yeah, didn't think so.
Yeah, that's like a weak slow roast. Far out. That's a lot of coals to be turning.
It's a big meal.
They actually were around a lot longer than you think. Like,
Oh, on the grand scale of things, it was like a
Is
heartbeat
it like
ago.
one of those things where Cleopatra is closer to today than to when the pyramids were built?
yeah.
Yeah.
Humans are closer to the Stegosaurus than the T-Rex is to the Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
That's got to be bollocks.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
There's like 3 different periods of
One was like Cretaceous and one was Jurassic or something.
Jurassic, Triassic,
How can these
Cretaceous,
scientists be so sure, though?
I
Age
don't
of
know.
Bones.
Yeah.
Bit of carbon dating.
Yeah, literally.
But how accurate can that be?
How accurate's anything that we've invented? We run
Yeah.
off time.
You seen
Like,
you
that
seen the
thing's
new
made up.
photos
Yeah,
from
time
that new
is-
telescope?
Time
How
and
about
money.
that for an existential crisis?
What's that?
The new, I can't remember the name. I don't want to say it wrong, but it's the new telescope. It's like
Oh,
a
James
step.
Webb.
Yeah, James Webb.
Yeah, I thought
The
that wasn't getting unveiled till like next week.
Nah,
they're
just got,
out.
got
and
posted the
they're
other
a
day.
bit underwhelming.
Oh,
because
really?
I heard that.
I heard we were going to see like the surface of Uranus and we're going to see
really?
like into other... Yeah, what was that?
Sorry.
I heard that we were potentially going to be able to look into other galaxies.
So I think they
Or is that
haven't
just-
released everything yet, all the photos.
Mm.
But I heard that they made scientists cry. So they got to be pretty spectacular.
Yeah, the
Well,
ones
with
that
how
they
shit
release
they
on
are,
social
or-
media
Yeah.
probably aren't the.
Wait, you said
the-
they're underwhelming and they made them cry.
Yeah, but see, we haven't seen those ones yet. And also,
Oh, right. I thought you said they cried because they were so shit and they were like,
millions
crying
of
a good
dollars.
way. Or maybe.
my damn taxes.
But what was I gonna say?
The photos.
There was a photo I think a few years ago where they like zoomed in a ridiculous amount, like in like a movie scene where they go through like the kaleidoscope of zooming in on things,
Yeah.
and then it revealed a real blurry image of a black hole or something, Sagittarius
Mm.
A or something, and I can only imagine that that will come out later because you can't really look on Instagram and zoom in.
Nah.
You know? So to that level anyway. So I think there will be some pretty cool stuff that comes out of it.
I feel like with all those telescopes and that though, like the further you look, the more it's going to open up. So like
Mm.
you're never really going to be able to focus on anything because it just keeps going further.
The amount of zoom you can do, you've got to like examine every pixel, which then turns into a million more as you
Yeah.
zoom. It's like,
I think it's just going to probably send us into more of an existential crisis
Bring it
of
on, baby.
nothingness. Yeah.
Oh, here's a call
show
for
me how
you.
insignificant I am.
Here's a call. I reckon within the next 100 years we find life.
Yeah.
I would.
I'll be pissed off if we don't do something insane by the time I
Yeah,
stop
I agree.
caring about it.
I think we'll.
I agree.
I think we'll get to like age 80, and that's when they'll start like blasting off to Mars and that.
Or maybe it's the unknown. Because I love space and shit.
Well, we know more about space
Watch
than
the
we do
Space
about
Odyssey
the depths of
last
the
night.
sea.
What's that?
I said we know more about like the surface of the moon than the depths of the sea.
Yeah, but see, I don't buy that either.
Why?
Because like, it's right there.
It's just there, isn't it?
Well, the moon's not that big either.
No.
No.
But why haven't we gone back?
Because there's fucking nothing there, and we
there's-
know
yeah,
that
but
for a
it's
fact.
Put another flagpole.
What are we gonna
there.
do? Put a
It's
put
the
a
flex
ritz up
One
there?
small step for man.
It's the flex factor.
But
Yeah.
another giant leap for
Yeah,
mankind.
15 years there'll be like a Z station there or something.
Yeah, it's surely like a tourist ride where you just go jump around for a while.
Well, Elon said that the main problem that we have at the moment, and I'm not quoting Elon that I think everything he says is gospel, but I think he's a starting point. He said it's not an issue of being able to go places; it's coming back.
Yeah, I
So
can get that.
what his plan is, and I don't know if it still is, but I know a few years ago he said what he wants to do is at least be able to go to another planet and then have a look around. That's why these whole like self-landing rockets became such like a premonition. He wants to go there, find the minerals that planet or that moon or something offers the most of, and then build the rocket to be able to run off fuel that's based on those minerals. So you build the rocket for the mission, fuel up while you're there, and then you can
Right.
come back.
I mean, it's fair strategy.
Yeah, but it just means
But also you have to have
remember how
robots that
everyone's
can
real
mine.
upset that we're mining Earth, like, and then we're all like, we're gonna fuck the Earth. Why don't we just start mining everywhere else?
Yeah. How
Take
good's
a Minecraft pickaxe, you're sorted.
yeah. How good's moon rock for a bit of Gap 40?
Have you seen what's happening in Sri Lanka?
No.
I'm not very up to date with news these days.
Oh, I was scrolling on TikTok and
Oh, yeah, there
I
you go,
just
TikTok news source.
I just saw, no, I did my own research after, but I saw a video of a guy videoing himself, and he was just like, I am in the prince's bedroom. I am in the king's... Oh, no, not... Oh, sorry. I am in the prime minister's bedroom. I am in the president's bed. And he's in there with, like, 30 dudes just chilling in this, like, ritzy-ass room. And it turns out that the Sri Lankan... So in about 2008, 2009... this guy and his brother led Sri Lanka to defeat the rebels in like an ongoing civil war, and the country loved him for it. So they've been in power ever since. And just earlier in the week, those guys announced that Sri Lanka is bankrupt, and you are only allowed to buy fuel if you work for the government. No one else is allowed fuel. Food supplies are at an all-time low. Inflation's gone through the fucking roof. No shit. 10,000 people stormed his house, and he got shipped out on a naval ship.
Oh, damn.
And people are just... But they didn't do anything mean. They are just partying and videoing themselves
Yo.
in the house.
Fair enough.
Big old rave.
It's just a
in the
takeover
White
without
House.
the violence.
Yeah. It's what America thought they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like my kind of protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice the
just a parade.
scam calls been real quiet lately.
Yeah.
It's Project X with a political twist.
Yeah, I watched Project X the other day.
Yeah, I watched it not long ago
Project X.
too.
Oh, that's the
party movie.
Yeah, the party one.
When I watched it as a kid, because there was a time after Project X came out, like I was probably like 16, 17 when that movie came out. And that was when like house parties, you were just starting to really go to house parties a lot. So every party I went to for about a year was called Project X or Project Y or something like that. And you'd go there and it's like 6 dudes smoking cones and 2 girls on their phone. And
even for us, you'd get parties called Project X, and people would purposely buy red cups because it was like the college theme.
Yeah.
They weren't big back then.
You watch that movie when you're in your childhood and you go, that's the dream.
Yeah, that's where I was getting onto. I watched it the other day and I was like, this is why I don't host anything. This is terrible. They put the dog in the oven.
Yeah, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Like James has said before, use a coaster, please.
This is my grandma's furniture, okay? You got to protect the antiques.
No, I will happily never host anything in my life.
Yeah, but a house.
What about housewarming though?
Yeah. Well, we're going to do something because the lady graduates around the same time.
But
as
that'll have
people
to
do a
all be
housewarming.
outside though.
Well, there's no fucking inside. It's
Yeah.
one room.
The deck.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
you
thing.
could
The
use
deck,
the bloody
deck's gonna go brazy.
Yo.
No parking.
Just drive in the paddock.
Everybody flick that $120 Uber out to Coombs and
Yo.
Yeah.
Just bring tents.
Yeah.
Sleep with the cows.
yeah. I just like the idea of going to bed and waking up and
No
it's in
one's
the
there.
past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like you don't like people anymore, do you?
No, I do. I'm not bitter. But
Nothing like waking up to 6 dudes lingering in the lounge. You kind of
So,
try to usher them out by like making breakfast.
You guys get Uber Eats out here?
Yeah. Oh, what are you boys up to today?
Oh no, I might just chill here for a few
I'm
hours.
so hungover. I'm just gonna relax. Oh yeah. At home or?
don't mind me, bro. Just can't drive yet. And you're like, oh, you probably can, bro. Just roll the dice.
Yeah. Water? You had a water?
I'll call your mum, mate. Where's your phone?
I saw a funny ass video of that today. Some dude going up to a bloke. It's his TikTok series is he's your trip sitter. And there was 2 golden ones. He goes up and he's like, "Hey, snap out of it, buddy. Your mum's on the phone." And the other one was he leans over and says, "Hey, you need to stop breathing so much. You're using all the oxygen."
I saw that one. I nearly took some shrooms last weekend for a well, my
You
idea
nearly took
was
some.
yeah, like I thought, nah, better not. So after coming out of isolation, we had our friend's birthday, shout out Liv, and it was a dress up theme, like just dress up as whatever you want. We're doing like for her birthday every year she runs a beer pong tournament. It's well set up. It's always fun.
Nice.
And it was like the first day out of isolation, and I was just like, I was kind of thinking when I was going into it, I was like, oh, I'll see how I go. Andy came down. I hadn't seen him. Like, he's been occupied lately, and unfortunately I haven't been able to see him due to isolation, but he came down, and he was like, oh, I don't know if I really feel like drinking. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood. He was like, could have 1, could have 24. We'll see how we go. And I was kind of like, yeah, same wave. We'll see. So I was like, maybe I won't drink. Maybe I'll just have a little bit of shrooms. And then it got to the point where I was like, no, fuck me up and give me the shrooms. And then luckily didn't. I dressed up as a chimney sweep.
Oliver Twist.
Yeah. Is Oliver Twist a chimney sweep?
No.
Oh, yeah, so maybe no.
Probably not then.
I was thinking
You
more like
thinking-
Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mary
yeah,
Poppins.
yeah.
They go with that real bad accent.
Yeah. Hello, governor.
Yeah, that one. And I bought myself like a cheese cutter, and I actually got myself like I went to a couple of Salvation Armies around like West Auckland. Fucking hell. Not what it used to be, is it?
No.
Not what it used to be.
Not that I would know, but I'm agreeing with you.
Thrifting culture is like,
It's because it's
Gone out
rinsed
the
by
window.
people like me.
yeah, the whole vintage thing now is not vintage. It's buying a tee that's been washed too many times and then putting a graphic on the front.
Yeah. To be fair, this shirt has actually, this didn't look like this when I bought it. I've just washed it a lot.
Fair enough.
So how is your business going, James?
Slowly.
That's actually why you came on the podcast last time and we
Yeah.
didn't talk about it once.
Slow progress.
Wait, give us the ins and outs of it.
Okay, so there are many facets that I want to explore in the future, but what I've got off the ground so far. So in England, for a few years, I was very casually going to charity shops, finding bargains on eBay, and flipping them, like vintage streetwear clothing, all that sort of stuff.
Yes, sir.
And my friends and family are still helping me run that in England, but I've definitely slowed down with that to put more effort into the New Zealand.
Have you got people on the payroll?
They are volunteers.
No shit.
Yeah.
Keep them close.
Mm-hmm.
They are so clipping the ticket.
When I'm rich and famous, leave the famous out, but when I'm rich, I will happily pay my way for what.
What are you doing at the moment?
What do you mean?
You going to wait to get rich to start paying your way, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
No, but so I've got it off the ground here now, and I have a plan that I will stick to. It just may take longer
Yeah.
than I hope, but looking for some investment, whether that be through friends and family or the startup grants that you can get in this
You're looking
country.
for some capital.
Yeah,
All right.
because that's all it's about.
Let's crowdsource it. If you think James is a nice guy, flick him a couple of dollars when you see him. He needs it.
I'll give you.
Gold coin
I'll pay
donation
my
on
way when I'm
site.
rich.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
I don't know, like chuck a hat down on Queen Street and crump.
Yeah.
No, it's not like it's so easy to
Marie.
Yeah, okay.
Sing that. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get hold of a piece or two.
Oh.
Bro, right. You're just shitting on my parade, literally, right now.
A little poo just
Carry
tumbled
on.
out of Ethan's bum.
I need a shower.
But yeah,
Oh,
it's
smelly.
it's the bulk buying that's the issue.
Did
Because I want to get
like
stuff from England, as
Right.
there is a hole in the market.
Mm.
There's a lot of American vintage and stuff over here at the moment. But sorting an import license, import fees, and if you're buying it in bulk, that's a killer. But
Oh, true.
Do you ever work on like finding specific contacts of people who source things?
I'm currently working on it, and I've been emailing wholesalers in England so that I can go and talk to them face to face when I'm back over there.
What's
later this
your
year.
elevator pitch?
Wing it on the day. I'm quite good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm very good at talking bullshit.
Oh yeah, it sells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can sound like I know what I'm talking about,
That's the thing. Fake it till you make it. Just watch any
Exactly.
interview I've ever done.
just like you guys are.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great.
Damn.
No, it's just a compliment. Like, everyone's faking it till they make it.
Dude, we don't have any sort of premise for this podcast. It's us having fun. Sometimes we chat to some pretty cool people. Hopefully, we'll be doing it
Stop it.
more in the future. But it's just giggles, and it's a fun time.
Yeah.
And that's the off-topic brand that we're trying to put out there.
Fills the Thursday evening.
Yeah. Did you guys watch State of Origin?
I watched the highlights
What's
in the
that?
toilet today
Are you a
at
league
work.
fan?
Rugby league.
Yeah.
Nah, Union.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not from the north, are you? Yeah, it's more of a...
There's a big divide.
Yeah. So State of Origin, for anyone who didn't watch it, rumor has it, and I'm not crazy about the amount of hyperbole that gets thrown around nowadays because we do show a lot of recency bias in sport, but it was nothing short of fucking intense.
I know.
I'd imagine it would have been in a stadium.
Go to bed.
I actually grimaced a little bit waking up. I muted your group chat last night
Yeah.
because I was like, you know what? I just don't want to know till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it was like already halfway through when I saw the messages. I was like, go on mute. Then I wake up, all the messages. Probably the best Origin I've ever seen. Oh my God, that was intense from start to finish. And yep, so I watched the highlights on the dunny today.
Yeah.
Had a little chuckle to myself as Matt Burden got laid into.
Matt Burden. So Tino Fa'asula Malawi comes up, headlocks him.
And then he cops
He
three more.
grabbed him by the headgear and then headlocked him while Dane Gagai just fucking feeds him or what have you. And
It was the best scrap in league I've seen in quite a long time.
And
Oh, I might watch the highlights then.
Burden throwing haymakers,
Yeah,
which I googled the other day
missed
what a
everyone.
haymaker was.
Yeah.
So when they used sickles to cut hay, or a scythe, like
Oh,
something
yeah.
Grim Reaper has, the
Swinging
big
it.
sweeping
Holy
motions.
shit, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, once you realise it made sense.
I thought it was
A
I'm gonna
profession.
sound like an idiot, man. You know the boxer David Hay?
yeah,
I thought he was like the pioneer.
he's
behind
like
that term.
40.
Yeah, I know, but like this.
I reckon
is a
haymakers
while
have been
ago.
around before then.
He was known
Yeah.
for slinging it way too hard and missing.
But no, nothing makes me happier. Like, I used to hate New South Wales a lot more than I do now. I'm not saying I'm a New South Wales supporter, I'm not. But they used to be really, really easy to hate. Like the Greg Birds, the Paul Gallons.
Paul Gal. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah, I
But
know,
even
right?
Paul Gallons turned into a good guy now.
Yeah, did you see the video of him? He lost a bet and he had to pack the Queensland
So,
bus up.
I listened to Phil Gould's podcast earlier in the week where they had...
Is a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, him and there's another guy, but Phil Gould's on every episode with him. And then they also,
Damn.
it was him.
Gould's last word.
Yeah. So it was Phil Gould, the guy that hosts it. The name eludes me. Lockie and Gallon on.
Damn.
And Lockie was just like, if you win. So what they had to do, like, if New South Wales lost, Paul Gallon was supposed to put on a full Queensland outfit and
He did.
walk straight into the Caxton Hotel in
Oh.
playing gear. And he just said he was like, bro, I'd rather fucking die. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. He's like, but if New South Wales win, Lockie, you have to go stand in Suncorp in a Blues kit. And Lockie was like, I'd rather fucking die. So they were like, okay, we'll put on a scarf and a beanie.
Yeah.
But then it kind of got escalated to the point where this morning Paul Gallon in Queensland scarf and beanie had to pack their bus with all their team gear and everything, and everyone filmed it, and he looked sour.
Yeah, he was fuming over it.
Oh, it was so good. But man, I'm really happy for those young those young Queensland dudes. They, like, Cameron Munster got ruled out, probably best player in the game,
What happened to him? I actually missed.
caught COVID.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he tested positive.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
He
I'm
tested
getting mixed up
positive
between
Friday.
Cam Murray and Cam Munster. Sorry.
Nah, Cam Murray,
Dad said he copped a
like,
KO
yeah,
or
pretty much
something.
first minute, Corey
The
Oates.
what?
KO.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Corey Oates
K-hole.
trucks some fucking... He catches it off a kick, trucks some nuts straight up, and then, boom, head clash.
Damn.
And Murray, like, lands on all fours, goes to get up, and he's just scampering.
Oh,
But Salmon Cobbo was the one that got it the worst.
yeah.
He got a friendly fire hit bone to the head. the curled fingers,
Yeah.
like straight KO.
The seizures.
Yeah, and this was all, both of those first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's rough.
And the game just didn't slow down. It was insane. But, I mean,
Sounds great, man.
it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Nathan
should tune in,
Cleary,
mate.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary, look, I'm a fan of the dude, but he's just hasn't quite got there yet with the whole showing up in the big games.
Goes a bit quiet.
And people are saying, like, oh, can he be the GOAT? Can he be the GOAT? Look, New South Wales has one GOAT halfback, and his name's Andrew Johns, and he showed up in the big games every fucking time, and he grabbed it by the nuts and said, follow me, boys. He didn't just walk through the hole. He looked back, grabbed everyone, and took him with them.
Yeah, I saw a good comment made today saying that just there was a bit too much relied on Panthers chemistry, which didn't integrate other players. And, like, from the highlights and what I saw,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of the case.
I saw someone saying on Reddit, like,
Reddit?
What do you read?
got lost down a thread.
I'm on Reddit all the time.
NRL threads on Reddit? I
Yeah,
didn't
the
even know it
NRL Reddit,
existed.
like, subreddit.
Slash.
Someone was saying, like, the problem with having so many Panthers players in there is that they are so used to winning. Like, when they're behind, do they know how to claw back? Because they usually win and win well.
Yeah.
No character.
That's the thing. Queensland love being an underdog. And what the person's, like, the flip side of the coin was that the person made was that a lot of the Queensland team is actually made up of guys from kind of shitter teams that know how to fight when they're losing.
AKA Broncos the last few years.
Yeah.
Shout out my boys.
Benny Hunt of drop the grand final, and also
Someone made a mashup of him on TikTok dropping the ball and then it transitions into him running that try in the 78th minute. And I had to shed a little tear for him.
yeah.
I was like, we forgive you.
That's what all the comments you saw today were just like, I think he's done enough now that we can finally forget about it.
It's funny, I have no association to Australia, but I genuinely get excited to watch like Queensland win.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing. Like,
Yeah.
they got ticker.
I don't know why. It's just probably from Dad always supporting Queensland.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was like, we've been lucky enough to actually go to a state of origin, and it was definitely the greatest sporting thing I have ever been to. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, because it was a game 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was watching Queensland
At
wrap it
Suncorp.
up at Suncorp, lift the shield. Watching a lot of all-time greats before they called it a fucking
Yeah, that's
career.
true.
Did you see Andrew Johns afterwards on the panel?
Oh, jeez. You could see the sadness in his eyes when he was like, for the next year, we've got to listen to it.
Yeah. He didn't just say that. He was like, we have to listen to the bullshit
Yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
say. Just like, this is a free-to-air Channel 9 like
Yeah,
hearing, and
no.
he's sitting there saying
was-
like, we're going to have to listen to this bullshit. And Cam Smith and Fatty Vaughan and all of that were
sat
both...
there and were like,
Yeah, like, oh, we can't say that. But that's just a guy that's like, fuck.
oh, he loves his team.
Yeah, he's the best player of all time. Like, well, you know, in and around it.
At least he's got passion.
Yeah.
A lot of other coaches would just turn around and be like, oh, well.
See, that game got me firing so much more than, like, I'm at my wit's end with rugby union at the moment.
Sweet.
No, like, I still watch, but it's just so policed and so dictated by if the referee wants to be a prick or not at the moment. I'm not going to harp on about refs because this conversation can go on for hours, but like, they're really doing themselves no favors at the moment in terms of pushing a good product.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's, yeah, international rugby wise.
What I've taken from the last 5 minutes is that I need to educate myself in rugby league, because I understood about 50% of that.
It's a great sport, mate.
Mm.
I'd argue I enjoy watching it more than Union, but then I've played Union for
Yeah.
12 years.
I think that's the case for a lot of New Zealanders though.
Yeah.
Because
League's just more fun.
if you want to go play league, like especially a lot of the guys that played Union in New Zealand, you got to be ready to get fucking oosed into the freaking pavement.
Does it have the pull that Union does?
Nah,
No.
definitely doesn't have the grassroots like foundations that Union does. But
No.
that's just from it being pushed with the All Blacks and all that.
Like the New Zealand team that is rated the best in the world at the moment for league,
Yeah.
that beat Tonga the other week, didn't have a single New Zealand base player in the team, didn't have a single Warriors player in the team. Every player that started and was on the bench played for an Australian club. So they get plucked and pulled over there
Yeah.
early and fed through the system.
That's not how the All Blacks work though? Is it? Don't you have to play in New Zealand to?
Oh, eligibility rules for league are
Completely
atrocious.
different.
They're so
Okay,
bad.
okay.
Like you can play
You
state of
can
origin and
declare
then
who
go
you want to
play.
play for.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
like some players international.
they have tiered systems. So
Mhm.
so New Zealand, Australia, England, Tonga, tier 1. So
Mhm.
you can't play state of origin and then play for one of those countries.
Damn.
No, yeah, you can't play for Tonga, but Samoa's still tier 2, so you
Mhm.
can play state of origin and play for Samoa at the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
because was it Jerome Luai
Mm.
declared that he'd play for
Nah,
Samoa?
Brian To'o.
Oh, yeah. For Samoa.
Mm. But yeah, the League World Cup's next year, so it's actually going to be pretty saucy, which will be good. It's not just a freaking, all right, let's wait until it's just England, New Zealand, and Australia left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The All Blacks games, credit to Ireland. I like Ireland.
If you have to lose to
Ireland.
anyone,
Ireland.
it's got to
I've
be
been told I
Ireland.
say it wrong.
Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah, I say Ireland. Ireland.
Yeah.
I just say island,
Yeah.
like Island, Ireland,
Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Ireland,
Irish.
forever standing tall. What?
Yeah, well, that was what I was going to say. Well, when I was talking about like coolest sporting things I've been to, a very close second is Australia versus Ireland at the 2011 World Cup.
Ireland.
Oh dear.
Yeah. No, I always missed the boat because you always got first pick for getting taken to games with Dad, even though I was the only one
Nah.
that still played rugby in the house.
I didn't go to that game. I didn't go to that game with Dad. I had a friend whose
Oh.
parent worked for TVNZ.
I'm thinking of the Lions.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
still
Oh,
butthurt
yeah.
over
That
that
was
one.
good, mate. Got hung out with Mills and Kieran Reid before. No, not Kieran Reid. Hung out with Mills and someone else beforehand, and then
Oh.
went over and watched the game.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was actually like an
Yeah.
unreal experience, and it was a draw, and we drew the series, and everyone outside the stadium was like, "What the fuck happens now?"
Everyone's heads
I
exploded.
just remember this, like, him behind me, he was drunk as, and as soon as the whistle blew, he just stood up and he's like, "So do I go home?" And then he just didn't know what to, like, everyone was like, "Yeah."
Really planned on celebrating or sulking.
And that was it, like, the last Lions tour was when England were really starting to put their A into G, and they were starting to test the All Blacks quite a lot. And, like, that tour was kind of the decisive thing of, like, okay, Northern Hemisphere rugby's back. And then
What
it just
year
ended
was
in a
that?
draw. 20...
17. Because
Nah.
I was here. Oh no, 2016 it must have been.
16? No, because that means they would have toured again
Oh,
in 20...
not six.
They tour every 4 years.
Yeah, but they haven't with COVID, didn't they? I thought they missed one.
Oh, maybe. You might be right.
Don't ask me.
Mm.
I was sitting in the Good Home bar up the road for, it may have been the last Lions tour. It's when they drew with the All Blacks.
It's the
And-
game I was just talking about. Yeah.
And there was everyone at the pub thought that it was going to go to like some sort of overtime, and then
Yeah.
just turned TVs off.
Get out.
All right, fun's over. Last call.
That's cool.
Should we do some yucks and yums?
Let's do it.
All right, Eats. What is your yuck for the week?
You would pick me first, eh?
We can come back.
Yeah, come back.
All right, James.
I've got mine written down.
Nice.
I didn't know I had to prepare one.
It always pays to be prepared, my friend. Right. So, okay, I have an extensive yuck.
That's what we like.
It's about internet connection,
Oh, don't get me started. Yeah, carry
but
on.
very specific to watching Love Island in conjunction with using my VPN.
Oh, is it quite demanding?
So, I don't mind the buffering. Got no problem with that.
Really?
It's not too often.
That's the worst.
No,
Yeah,
I can
thought I moved
tolerate
over
it.
to the
I
shore
can
to get
tolerate
fibre,
it.
but
But what I can't stand is when it pops up with a message on ITV Hub for me. It goes, "Oops, try again," and you have to press refresh. And I'm walking around doing some cooking, changing the sheets on my bed. I don't know anything. Refresh comes up.
Mm.
I'm just like, you're on the other side of the room, man.
Mm.
It's a big yuck.
Hey Siri, refresh. That would be cool if that
yeah,
worked.
it would be great. Yeah.
I was waiting for like a phone to restart.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really got on my nerves this week. I've come to a tipping point, but you know, is what it is. Can't get the technology these days, and I've got to put up with it.
That's one thing I'm worried about moving back to Kumu. I have had fiber for like 5 years.
Yeah, welcome to the good life
And going back,
of rural internet.
I've never experienced fibre internet in my life.
the idea of waiting for things on the internet now or not being able to just do something straight away is an ick.
It's an ick.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's a household ick.
Yeah.
I would like to give an honourable mention for another yuck.
Yeah,
is
go on
that
then.
Since Ethan has moved in
Oh, here we go.
and his girlfriend has been around now and again, the level of flatulence in this house has increased tenfold.
That's the stand-in footprint, baby. We come in methane first.
Okay.
Just leaving a
I'd
mark.
learn to accept it then, I guess.
What do you mean? You never farted before?
Nah, never.
Really?
Never.
Man, you're gonna pop. Like Veruca, what's the girl in
No, I fart a lot, but
Willy
like,
Wonka that
salt.
gets rolled out like a blueberry?
Yeah.
Oh no, Violet.
Oh, Violet.
Violet, Beauregard.
you're turning purple, Violet.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Oh, that's right, not purple.
I thought of my yuck.
What is it?
It is the fact that Auckland drivers
Mm,
go down about 6 different tiers of driving ability as soon as it rains.
I noticed that on the way here.
Honest,
yeah, and
okay.
you said on the shore
Yeah,
as well.
there is a lead on from that, and that is the fact that the quality of drivers on North Shore compared to out west, just so much poorer.
Yeah.
There's so many more people pulling out on me, like just stopping suddenly, pulling into places, not indicating. I'm so used to driving out, with open roads and crap, and here there's little side streets everywhere where everyone just pulls in and yeah. But the rain thing, especially because I've been driving around a lot for work lately, just no one can drive in the rain. And like I get it, be careful, drive a little bit under, but I was cranking 40 Ks on a road today that was 80 Ks.
Oh, that's disheartening. Like,
There's 50% there, bro.
yeah, but it's
There was
also
a whole queue behind
good.
and plenty of room to pull over as well
Mm.
if you're that cautious.
it's people that don't pull over. Like,
Yeah.
You got to wonder how often they check their mirrors.
It's just ignorance.
Like, I get truck drivers. I feel bad for truck drivers on long journeys that have long queues and they try and pull over and let heaps of people pass, but like they have places to be. Like there's people relying on them. They can't just pull over for every person that comes up behind. But yeah, people on roads.
like I understand that there's a big stigma of guys in trucks sitting on people's asses and like,
Yeah.
but then I just so happen to drive utes and trucks.
Yeah.
And when people are going that slow, a little zhuzh up the bum, and usually they might get the idea.
I'm so tentative to ever flick my lights or use my horn. The only times I've used a horn in a car is on accident.
Yeah, no, I'm not a beeper.
I'll never beep. Like Finlay, who was a serial,
Serial
Beepist.
bapist, yeah.
yeah. He
Okay.
we were coming through Coatesville today. 1 lane bridge had the right of way. Someone came over.
Oh, renowned to be a prick, Riviera
Yeah.
Coatesville.
Oh,
Yeah, but he was
is
like,
that the one we were talking about the other day? The bridge when you go down.
"Oh, this is
no,
out the
no,
back
no,
when you
I'm
go
with
on
you. Yeah, yeah.
Sunnyvale Road or
Yeah,
whatever
ignore
it's
me.
called,
Yeah.
Sunnyside." But yeah, someone came over that just as I was about to go across, and I had the right of way. And Finlay was like beeping him. I was like, I can't even. I hesitate too
Yeah.
much. I'm too scared. I'm like, "Ooh."
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah. No, what the best thing to do is thumbs down. Pulling the finger is angry. Thumbs down someone. They're gonna think about it for the rest of their car ride.
Oh man, okay. One thing that still sits in my memory is I was in like we're in like a drop off or something for touch. We're playing a game of touch, and it was really competitive. And one of our guys was like a ball to ground, so it was their ball, and the guy said, "Can you chuck me the ball?" And I was feeling really competitive, so I said, "No." Well, I didn't say no. I just looked at him and then ran back on side, and he looked at me and he goes, "Come on, mate. Like this is competitive, but sportsmanship can still be a thing." And the whole rest of the game, and I still think about it now, as like, fuck, you made me feel like a shit person, and I was being a dick. I
I was
really
a
should have
bad sport that
apologized. I
day.
shouldn't have done that.
It's funny.
James is a bad loser.
Really?
I am too
James goes
competitive.
silent after football after a heavy
Because
loss.
our team is shit.
Damn.
Oh, so
What
how
if
do you
I
feel?
watch
They're not okay. I can't get into it. I'll
I'm
get
in your
grumpy.
team. I'm
Yeah.
literally in your team.
At risk of sounding like a brown noser, you are one of the harder workers in the team. So you're harder to get annoyed at.
Because
And
he's read
especially
off.
because you don't care about anything.
It's because average rigs have something to
Yeah,
prove.
he's read off tank water, mate.
He's so easygoing that it's actually irritating. Like, I'll ask him, what do you want to do for dinner? I don't mind. What do you want to do tonight? I don't mind. Make a damn decision. It's all good.
I'll make
I'm
one
not
when
angry.
needed. But
But I'm kind of like
He's
that as
also
well, and I'm genuinely happy with whatever someone chooses.
go off
Maybe
a
it's a
vibe.
standing thing.
Maybe someone else, has an idea. Say that to them. Say, I
Yeah.
don't mind. What do you want to do?
When I want to do something, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Put me in my place, and now I feel like a bad person.
No, I don't feel like a bad person.
You're disappointed in me, guys.
I'm sorry. My yuck for the
Yeah.
week. I actually had one earlier. I wish I wrote it down, which I didn't. I have forgotten. So I think for a yuck this week, I'm gonna my cardiovascular system.
Is it yuck?
Yeah. So
Keeps it alive though.
I was saying earlier that I went for a walk on the treadmill after a workout the other day, and I've got the watch on, so I was checking my heart rate, and my resting heart rate sits at around 50 to 60, right? When I sleep, goes down to about 43, 45.
Really low?
It's it's in the family.
Okay.
And I was on the treadmill. It was humming at 160. I was starting to sweat, and I thought, fuck,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a while.
That's a
Probably
lot.
time to shower up and go to work. 5 minutes. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a joke. I haven't ran in so long. This is post-COVID.
Yeah.
And I just haven't been fit for a while. I would like to get fit. I think the idea of getting gym buff is gone. Like, being healthy is the new bicep, you
yeah.
know?
I can
So-
back that, yeah.
Yeah.
Without using a pun, I honestly think the biggest flex is flexibility.
Mm.
I did say that. Yeah. But genuinely, I am so horribly immobile
Mm.
in so many aspects that some days I go downstairs to do a workout. I'm like, you know what? I should just do a freaking long yoga sesh
Yeah.
and just try and improve it. But
I want to get into yoga.
I've done it for a bit.
it's yoga.
It's good. I've done sorry, just piggybacking off what you said. When I was in isolation, I did so much being horizontal and watching The Simpsons season 5 through 11 that my back, I can't stay in bed for longer than 8 hours without my back shitting itself for the rest of the day. I just can't sleep in, and I was doing it every day to the point I would wake up, the lady would still be asleep, or she'd stay downstairs, and I'd just go upstairs, do my breathing session that I have been doing for about 3 weeks now, still going, and
Is that worth doing?
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it locks you in.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It throws you right in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
stuff like that is really good for the mental of just
It's just
centering
I've,
yourself.
well,
a
I've
bit.
talked about it on the podcast actually quite a
Mm.
little bit since then, but it
I've
just
listened.
it doesn't give you it doesn't give you an out. It demands your full attention.
Okay.
So because you're doing a forced hyperventilation thing, it doesn't give you don't have a choice to let your mind wander. You have to
Mhm.
focus on it, and
Okay.
you're pushing yourself to that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do zone in, and when you're done, you're like, shit, okay. If you do it first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
you're like, I have just done something.
That's the best time of the day
Yeah.
to go for it then.
Well, I also find if I do it at night, it can help me drift off to sleep because
Okay.
it's pretty mind emptying.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Pretty lightheaded.
Yeah. But yeah, my yuck is just my cardiovascular system. So it's on the up and up. Snowboarding season's about to start. That usually gets me into shape pretty quick, smart. Yeah. You guys got yums?
I do. Do you want to go first?
After you, mate.
Okay. Get me notes up.
You'll probably steal the one that I'm thinking of. I bet
I
you're on
don't
the same
think
way.
So, my honourable mention is to the new gym routine and
Yeah, stole it.
nutrition plan.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, voice crack. That Ethan and I have hopped on. So you can get into that, but that's my honourable mention. My real yum is when Ethan acquired his new car this week. He brought it home and decided that he'd play and work out the Japanese, translate the Japanese into English to work out how all the controls work. He had the engine on the whole time.
I'm
I
not.
was
I'm
parked
okay.
in my garage
Let it be
with
known-
the door shut, and he comes upstairs afterwards and goes, "I've given myself a headache."
Let it be known that I've never parked in a garage ever, so I'm not used to it. Didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Ran the car for about 40 minutes, sifting through Japanese instructions.
Damn.
It left me. I was
Yeah.
absolutely crying with laughter. I don't think I was, but I was inside.
Gas yourself.
Yeah, no, that's
Fucking hell.
yeah, that wasn't a goodie. I wasn't proud of that one.
So my yum is to your downfall. So
Okay,
there we
lovely.
go.
It's nice of you. Well, yeah, your honourable mention was going to be my one.
Okay.
Was
I
the fact that
apologise.
that we, as a basis to this, I'm very much I yo-yo a lot in
Yeah.
terms of fitness
Samesies.
and
Same.
you know, strength and things. And I've been a bit slack for a while now. So I said to James, I said, how would you like to join me? I think we have just a complete overhaul of attitude. We work out, you know, most days. We have our rest days, but work out most days. Let's get our eating in shape. And it feels good again.
It does. I already feel a bit better.
Losing that initial bloating.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
yeah. Like, I've gymmed for I say many, but it's been like 5 years all up.
Mm.
But just like the amount of times I've gone from like good shape,
Yeah.
back down, back up, back down. And I think just with the way we're going now and the bit of an attitude change, can find a bit of consistency. And
That's the finding the middle ground and not throwing yourself in fucking all in, like
Yeah.
incremental changes and lifestyle changes rather than calling it a
Yeah.
diet as such, because a diet has the opportunity to fail, and a diet's something that you have an end goal in mind, but if you can
Yeah.
make it like a lifestyle change.
Well, because I think as well, I kind of base my, what do you call it? Kind of base the level off of 17-year-old Ethan, who was doing 4 rugby trainings a week and also gymming every morning and like going for runs on Sundays after playing 2 games on Saturday, played rugby and football. And just like, yeah, I think about that and I'm like, yeah, I was fit. I can get back there easy. But nowadays it's like,
That is also
I'm-
too much.
yeah, I'm carrying 2 injuries right now,
Yeah.
playing social football.
So then the body starts to slowly give up on you.
Yeah, just need to focus back on.
We've definitely sort of just snapped into it though.
Well, that's what I need personally.
The
I know
you need the dominoes to fall, and
Yeah.
you can't be like, okay, I'm going to start working out, and then I'm going to start eating healthy, and then I'm going to do this.
nah.
Once you do one,
Yeah.
you really need to do a lot at once. I know
Yeah,
Andy's
yeah.
the same. He was like, I need to go balls to the wall at the start, otherwise.
I'm the same.
Yeah, there's a fitness YouTuber that I watched some of, and a video he said today. He said, when you're motivated, absolutely push it, because you're gonna have a period where you're not so keen,
Yeah.
and you can sort of prepare for that. So in that period, you can sort of taper off a little bit, so that when you come back to your motivational period, you just fucking go for it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So that's my yum.
Nice.
it's very yummy.
My is
Oh damn! Just thought of a yuck as well. But you go first.
nice. My the air fryer.
Solid.
Yo,
Yeah. So I've had an air fryer for a while, but
goated.
especially
Once you
like I
unlock
use.
the potential, it's a
yeah, that's the thing.
it's a
These guys
different
got
story.
me an air fryer for my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Changed my life.
Just the idea of like, especially at the flat that I live at, Ethan, I can hear that on the mic.
I'm sorry.
Like if you don't have a pretty bougie oven nowadays, they take fucking ages to preheat. You don't quite get the crisp in that, but then you hit it in the air fryer, you hit a few taties, you get a succulent chicken breast going in the air fryer. Like the other day did a test. So I cooked one in the air fryer, and then probably end of last week I cooked a chicken breast in the oven with a thermometer in it. So exactly when it was ready, I pulled it. The air fryer one had so much more juice locked into it, even though the other one was cooked to perfection in a standard oven. And I know everyone's going to say, well, an air fryer is just a standard convection oven, but smaller. It's not.
You've got too much time on your hands
Why?
doing thermometer tests with chicken breasts.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's a hobby.
I can't knock
I am
it.
known for my micro hobbies.
Oh, I've got to say microwaving then.
But yeah, but the air fryer it does it all, man. You can
You can't microwave.
no, you can't, but you can reheat, and that's essentially the same
Oh,
thing.
Take away leftovers in the air fryer.
Gosh.
You microwave them, go soggy, put them in the air fryer, crispy
I like
again.
the sound of
Better than
that.
you the day
Yeah.
before.
and a little lack of oils. Nothing gets too greasy. Yeah, I think someone saw a market for something and they fucking nailed it. And there isn't too many things lately. It's like, apart from the invention of the smartphone, I think this is like the next step forward in human technology that I've seen as an adult.
It's fair enough.
Trying to think of something. I've got nothing. You're right.
Sweet. And because James said he's got nothing, that must signal the end of the episode. Guys, you can get at us on Instagram at Off Topic Chat. You can send us about anything you want. We can be your ears. We can be your shoulder or anything like that. Send us a message. Tag us in your videos. If you like our stuff, share it around. We like seeing it all around there. We will be at the Fight for Life for next month. If you're there, give us a go. We are not fighting.
We'll be fighting people outside the Fight for Life.
I'll be stepping out people in the crowd. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for the messages we get. Lovely. The TikTok at Off Topic Potty, all our short form videos, you can find them there. Otherwise, sling us an email at offtopicjandy@gmail.com. Yeah. Thank you to James and Ethan for coming on this week. We will be back to normalcy and regular uploads. We just all will come out in the wash soon. So have a great week. Have a great time. Peace.
Good night, eh?